Remember that little exchange FTX? That one that had a little downfall? Okay, it was a big exchange, it was a big downfall, and there's huge ramifications of everything that's happened. We're seeing multiple companies going through bankruptcies, we're seeing potential criminal prosecutions against Sam Bankman-Fried, as well as Alameda Research, Caroline. There's lots of people involved in all of this, and the new CEO of FTX has been desperately trying to remedy the situation, has been able to locate some various amounts of funds, substantial amounts of funds that I should point out to that. And in this article here from TechCrunch, they highlight the fact that apparently the new FTX CEO says that there is a possibility the exchange could restart. I'll share my thoughts and my opinions on this at the end of the video. I'll have a link to this article in the description below. Feel free to go check them out, see what else they've got going on in the news over there. And with that being said, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Everything I'm sharing is my own opinion. It's my own research. I highly encourage you to go do your own research. Let's go ahead and dive on into the news. As FTX news subsided in recent weeks, the new CEO of the crypto exchange shared that he is exploring the possibility of restarting the company, according to a report from the Wall Street Journal. John Ray III, the new FTX CEO, said in an interview that everything is on the table in regards to reviving the bankrupt company's international exchange, and he has set up a task force to explore that opportunity. Wall Street Journal also reported that Ray is looking into whether reviving the main international exchange would provide greater value to the company's customers and creditors as he and others try to return funds lost. Earlier this week, FTX debtors identified $1.7 billion of cash and $3.5 billion of crypto assets and $3 million of securities, according to a company statement. This totals about $5.5 billion in liquid assets, which Ray referred to as a Herculean effort to assess the firm's financial position. Quote, "We are making important progress in our efforts to maximize recoveries, and it has taken a Herculean investigative effort from our team to uncover this preliminary information," Ray said in a statement on Tuesday. "We ask our stakeholders to understand that this information is still preliminary and subject to change. We will provide additional information as soon as we are able to do so." The debtors also provided context to both the international and U.S.-based entities of FTX and its shortfalls. Debtors identified $1.6 billion of digital assets associated with the international exchange, FTX.com. $323 million of which was subject to unauthorized third-party transfers after it filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in November. About $426 million was transferred to cold storage under the control of the Securities Commission of the Bahamas. $742 million went to cold storage under FTX debtors' control, and $121 million is pending transfer to the debtors as well, according to the release. Meanwhile, debtors identified $181 million of digital assets associated with the U.S.-based entity FTX US. About $90 million was subject to unauthorized third-party transfers after the bankruptcy filing. $88 million is in cold storage under FTX debtor control, and $3 million is pending transfers to debtors' control, it added. Ray and the former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried have clashed over the exchange's position and whether or not it should have filed for bankruptcy. Bankman-Fried has shared his regrets in filing for bankruptcy for FTX, and in a recent Substack newsletter, Bankman-Fried insisted that if he were not forced to declare bankruptcy, that the company would have been able to repay all its customers. Bankman-Fried added, "There were numerous potential funding offers, including signed letters of intents post-Chapter 11 filing totaling over $4 billion. I believe that had FTX International been given a few weeks, it could likely have utilized its illiquid assets and equity to raise enough financing to make customers substantially whole. In the past, Ray said Bankman-Fried has, quote, no ongoing role at FTX and does not speak on the company's behalf. In mid-December, during a U.S. House Financial Services Committee meeting, Ray said there were, quote, virtually no internal controls for FTX's risk management systems. There were no audits of Alameda or its venture silo, but there were audits of FTX US and FTX.com, Ray said. The audits were done by Prager Metis and Armanino. I can't speak to the integrity or quality of those audits, Ray said. I don't trust a single piece of paper in this organization." Okay, now going into my thoughts on this, let's go ahead and touch on that last little bit where Ray is saying here, I can't speak to the integrity or quality of those audits. This is talking about Prager Metis and Armanino for the audits with FTX. Well, as I had previously reported in another video, these audits from one of them, I believe it was Prager Metis, they don't even have that audit on their website anymore. And possibly they'll bring it back later on. And that was also the same company associated over with that of Binance. Or possibly, I could be getting this wrong. It could have been just for the Binance. Anyways, how much credibility is behind that? Based on what we've seen right here, it doesn't look like there's much credibility anyways, right? Because we do have significant downfall of FTX, and these audits didn't seem to detect those issues. So there's obviously some major concerns and problems with that. And Ray is saying that he doesn't trust those things. He doesn't trust basically anything that has gone on with this. It doesn't seem to trust Sam Bankman-Fried. I don't blame him, right? Sam Bankman-Fried and how he handled this stuff is a significant reason why they're in this situation. A good question, though. If Sam Bankman-Fried is no longer in control, doesn't have access, doesn't have the decision-making capabilities of what FTX does next, and if the exchange is able to get all of the funds back to the customers that were affected, then should FTX as an exchange be allowed to have a second chance? Again, I want to stress this. Why did it go down? Poor management. Those people that were managing the company are no longer in the picture. A lot of people are upset because they have funds associated with this and they can't get access to those funds. So if you remove the people from the management and you give people back their customer funds and you have new people in management that have a bit more credibility in this space, would you guys agree or disagree to give them a second chance? I would love to know your guys' thoughts on that, so be sure to tell us down in the comments below. I am not a financial advisor. Please go do your own research. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters. A double shout out thank you to WeLoveSafeMoon.com, Victor Vegas, SafeMoon Oz for being higher level patrons. And also thank you to my YouTube members for your support. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button. God bless, and we will see you in the next episode.